The most important appointments on my calendar have no one else's name on them but mine. These are the calendar appointments that I keep with myself all year long. If you don't make time for it, it doesn't happen. And so scheduling the most important things that move my life, my career, my any project that means something to me forward, you gotta get it on the calendar. The first really big appointment of the year, that's my annual business planning. This is for all of the goal setting and review and just anything that I did last year that I'd like to improve this year. I go over my core values. I go over with my team what the expectations are. And it's always very clear what the year is going to look like from the beginning. Do you have some curveballs? Yes, but you don't want to blow with the wind. So making the plan for the year very early on is really important. I do a lot of the brainstorming of it in November, December, and then it's lock it in early January. This is something you could do just for your personal life as well. What do you want your year to look like? Having that vision boarding planning session of what do I want to achieve and who do I want to be at the end of this year, that's a really important thing to set time for. And you can just kind of ponder it and think to yourself, or you can get it down on paper and make it much more likely it's going to happen. If you're having a hard time trying to figure out where to start with this, I highly recommend that you check out a recent video of mine, how to stay focused and get things done. It's just a very practical exercise about getting out your desires and then prioritizing the next action steps so that you can make it happen. Once a month, I will set aside about 3 hours to do some content brainstorming. So it's clear I make a lot of content on the internet, whether it's here on this YouTube channel or I'm collaborating and posting as a contributor to another platform. I need to set aside time to plan out what that's going to look like. I have an idea log. I have a source of big concept and ideas, things I've read or epiphanies I've had, and I have to kind of piece them all together and figure out how am I going to package them and put them out into the world. This is a bit of a big process, and so you have to check in on this on a regular basis, because when I go through my weekly task list of how I'm going to reach my 12-week year goals, as we talked about in a previous video, that work should be very clearly defined. And so the brainstorming and formulation of that has to have a regular appointment. I do that about every 3 to 4 weeks. You don't have to be a content creator to need to do something like this on a regular basis. Maybe it's something else for you. So you might find this video useful. This is a walkthrough of how I've integrated calendar blocking into my life so that I can make the time to do the things that are the most important to me. Okay, let's take just a second because we're going over a lot of appointments that I'm having with myself in this video. And at each of them, it's really important that I boost my focus and maintain mental clarity, which is why I've integrated a daily habit into my life that has helped a ton. My daily nutritional supplement that supports overall whole body health is AG1, and they're also generously sponsoring this video. When I have so many things to do, places I need to be, whether it's with other people or with myself, I need to make sure that my body can keep up with what my mind is telling it to do. To help make this happen, each morning I drink a scoop of AG1 on an empty stomach. I like to keep it simple, mixing it with cold water and a drop of the AG vitamin D3 and K2 just for a little bit of extra support for my immune system. Some people like it over oat milk, or they'll just add a squeeze of lemon, like to keep it interesting. I personally love it just the way it is. It has this subtle fruity flavor that makes it so easy to drink and makes you feel even more productive about this very healthy thing that you're doing for yourself. Simply by taking this one step every morning, I've significantly increased my vitamin, mineral, and antioxidant intake while also improving concentration and overall feeling so much less stress. I recommend it to all of my friends and family, and of course, if you are pregnant or nursing, please take that step like I did to speak with your physician before you take any supplement, including AG1. Check out my link for AG1 down below to get a free 1-year supply of the AG vitamin D3 and K2 supplement, in addition to 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase of AG1. Again, all the details are in the description down below, and thanks to AG1 for sponsoring this video. Now, on to all the other appointments of my life. Twice a month on my calendar for just an hour is accounting time. I actually have it very cutely displayed as profit first with, little money emojis, because that's where I got the idea, is from the book Profit First, which if you have not read it and you are in business for yourself whatsoever, stop now and go get this book. It's the best. But the key thing here being that twice a month is when you should sit down, get your bills paid, allocate any revenue that's come in and put it where it needs to go. We shouldn't just be running and gunning with our money all the time. It should be much more intentional. So when you have 2 days on the calendar to make sure everything gets paid on time and make sure you get paid and make sure sure your money gets saved and allocated toward your retirement fund, all those things. They happen during my Profit First time twice a month. I have them scheduled for the 10th and the 25th of every month. So everything that happens on the 25th is like, well, what bills are due on the 1st of the month every month? Let's make sure those are taken care of. Anything I need to do that's going to happen before the 10th needs to happen on that date. And then all the middle month stuff kind of gets arranged and handled on the 10th. If financial literacy is something that you're working on right now, it's always a good idea to just pick up a book. And I have a video dedicated to my favorite books that have absolutely changed my perspective and made me better at managing and planning with my money. So check that out if that's something that you're interested in. At the end of every month, I schedule monthly reflection for myself. It's a series of questions that I like to ask, some steps that I like to take. I made a video about this quite some time ago. It's worth watching if you don't know what to do during a monthly reflection, just to give you some ideas. But it helps me to understand, like, what just happened? What just happened? Do we like it? Are we going in the right direction? Do we have our ladder on a building that we actually want to be climbing? It is very important to check that stuff in real time. Do we have too many things on the calendar that shouldn't have been there? Was I overcommitted to things that don't matter? How are those things related to my goals if they do? And so having those checkpoints, again, just really important on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself at the end of the year going, well, where did all my time go? Reflecting on a regular basis is critical. So maybe monthly is enough for you, but I also have a video I created that walks through a weekly reflection routine in my life. Something that I also do to make sure that I stay on top of all the things that are coming at me in the following week. So link to that below. And on the 1st of the month, I always schedule bullet journal outlining. There was actually a couple of years I stopped doing the bullet journaling and I found it was just always missing. The good thing about not bullet journaling for a little while is I finally figured out the best way for me to handle my digital note-taking life and organizing that. Let me know if you want a video on that. But what I love about a bullet journal is that you get to just handwrite something in the moment. And so I'm enjoying that experience so much again. And so every month when you create your new spread, that's a nice ritual to have on the 1st of the month. Now that bullet journaling is back in my life, I actually do go back and watch my own videos on bullet journaling just to remind myself of some of my favorite tactics that I've used in the past to maintain it. So if you are thinking about bullet journaling, check out that video where I walk through exactly how I lay out a monthly spread. Every single one of these appointments is on my calendar at the beginning of the year through the entirety of the year so that it is set. I know I have to do it. I know I'm showing up for it. I know not to book over it, or I see where things need to get rescheduled when life happens, and things are going to happen. Life is going to happen. We're always willing to rush off to the coffee shop or try to get to the birthday party, make sure we're all cleaned up, ready, and on time for the appearances of other people. But do you show up for the appointments you've set with yourself?